Our job is very simple. Beat Manchester City today, and we are top of the Premier League. Hello there everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of season 3 of Conquering the Year on Foot Manager 2019 with Liverpool. And today we play against Manchester City in the Premier League, followed by our first leg of our Europa League first knockout round tie against French side Saint Etienne. Now, we played a few games, so I'd last been with you folks. Let's have a look at how we got on in those games. Now, in the last episode, you'll remember that we played against Tottenham and against Southampton. Now, we've got an absolute drubbing from Tottenham, but we haven't lost since then, which is very pleasant to see. We played against Crystal Palace beforehand, which you obviously saw the result of, and then we went and beat Brighton 4-3. Now, Florida Andone is a player that I absolutely hate. No, never mind. We showed the Brighton game. I'm hopeless. We've only played one game since you've last been with me. Sorry, my head's all over the place. And that was a 0-0. It was really frustrating. We lost 2 points to Chelsea, but luckily they only drew in their game as well, which was against Huddersfield. They drew 1 each, which means if we win today's game, we do go to the top of the table. We're going to watch out for Manchester United, who in theory, if they win both of their 2 games now, they do go top of the table. But at the moment, as long as we win today's game against City, I say as long as we win today's game against City, it's harder than it seems. We will go top of the table for now. Now, we splashed a bit of cash over the transfer window. I mean that we've only spent 32 million, but we have bought a new goalkeeper in. Now, you remember that Alisson Becker left the club in August, and we've been stuck with Joe Hart ever since. We bought Alban Lafont in from Fiorentina for £32 million, and he looks like a good player. He's been playing very well for Fiorentina since the save started. A French player from Toulouse originally. He looks like a solid goalkeeper in the future. Not the most in terms of how much we paid for him, but he's 22 years of age. He's got plenty of potential. But today, we are going to play Joe Hart. He's only just joined the club 2 days ago, so there's no point playing him just yet. But for today's game against Man City, we have Joe Hart playing in goal, a former Man City player, of course, with Alexander-Arnold, Jorge Mir, Van Dijk and Moreno at the back. We're going to change Moreno out for Robertson. Fabinho and Grujic start in the midfield, with Trincao and Salah on the wings. Then we've got Firmino and Balotelli starting up front. Balotelli, of course, the former City player. If you remember beforehand, when we played against when we played against City in the first game that we played against them this season at the Etihad, actually, Balotelli scored a hat-trick, which was just crazy. And if you could do that again today, that would be absolutely brilliant. But our Premier League status is really on the line today, whether we can win the league, because we basically have to go and do better than Chelsea, Manchester United and Tottenham in every other game. So our objective is probably to go and win every game. And I think we've still got to play Chelsea and United. I don't know. I don't think we've got to play Tottenham again, but I know we've got to play Chelsea once again. So the opportunity is there to nick 3 points from Chelsea, but not necessarily from Tottenham. Early start though from City here. I'm a little bit worried about the fact they're just dominating possession. Corrigan, no idea how he's passed it through to Felipe Luis, who passed it through to Asensio, and it's off the post from Asensio, who I reckon on this FM game is possibly one of the best players in the world. Whether he's in real life, I'm not quite sure, because I haven't got the most knowledge of outside English football, but he is seeming to be a very good player in this game. And he's just inflicted a bit of damage on there. And Joe Hart was beaten by his short post, a little bit poor from us. But hopefully we can get straight back into this game nice and quickly. Trincao loses the ball. Balotelli picks it back up again. Balotelli on the box. Can't speak, can I? On the edge of the box, has a shot. And unfortunately, it just sieves out. Now, if we win today's game, that'd be massive. But at the moment, if we lose today's game, it's not going to be great. Because possibly what could happen is that obviously you've got Chelsea, the 3-point gap. We're on the same amount of points as Spurs. And United could well get a 6-point gap. A 5-point gap on us if we lose today, provided now they got on in today's game and their other game in hand. But hopefully we can get back into this game, and that one goal was just a blip. In fact, United are actually losing their game at the moment, which puts a little bit less pressure on us. But despite there's been loads of pressure there put on Ederson, Florento Luis indeed, has just scored for City, and we're having an absolutely appalling game today. It seems that the FM gods don't like us today. I only loaded the game to play that Watford game. It was 0-0, and in this game we're doing rubbish. It seems really that the luck isn't on our side today. We can't use that as an excuse. We've had more possession, and we've had the same amount of shots, and hopefully this should be our first goal of the game to snap us right back into it. Good ball from Trincao. Nothing quite comes with it though. And I'll tell you what, City are absolutely rampant. Asensio running through to Dybala. This could well be 3-0. This could be embarrassing. Jorge Mir puts it back to Joe Hart, which is very good there. That's a shocking ball from Joe Hart out there. But luckily, it's an equally bad ball, and Robertson's made it equally bad as well, and that's a good shot from Dybala. I'll tell you something, we are playing absolutely abysmally, and I am not sure why. We're going to have to put Alexander-Arnold back to a defensive role, and just make sure our strikers are attacking. I'm really not sure what's happened. We're going to put Firmino to a complete forward and change Balotelli to an advanced forward. See how that works. We're going to hit early crosses, pass into space. We just need to get it done now, really, unfortunately. No need for tittle-tattling around or anything nonsense like that. We're just going to have to put a much higher line of engagement on and make sure we're not messing about. So let's confirm the changes there. We're 23 minutes in and City are absolutely all over us. It could well be 3 or 4-0. And it's these sort of games where we've just got our eye off the ball a little bit that it proves to be costly. But saying that, we were 2-0 up against City at the Etihad earlier on in the season, and they brought it back to 2-2. So hopefully we have some of that City wisdom from their ground, but I doubt it personally. But don't let that put you off. Don't switch off now because there's still a lot more time to go in the game. We can still win this game. We haven't conceded for a record 20 minutes, which is absolutely fantastic. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we've still had more possession, which is quite unbelievable. Fingers crossed, this is going to be our first goal of the game to get us back into it. I always say at 2-0 that it's very important who scores the next goal. Alexander-Arnold, can he get the cross? He gets it into Salah. Salah, Marquinhos gets it out. But hopefully Robertson can get it back into the mixer once again. Robertson back to Van Dijk, play it across to Jorge Mir. Decent pass, I can see where he's going with it, but unfortunately I don't think anything will come of it. Ederson puts it out to Asensio. Robertson can't win the aerial, but a lovely ball from De Bruyne up to Dybala there. And Virgil van Dijk can't win it. Sterling with the shot, and Joe Hart doesn't have any problem saving that. Come on, Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Grujic. We're going to have to move the defenders back, because I think City are really pressing on us here. Fabinho, Grujic, Trincao. Oh dear. But Grujic luckily wins that one back. Come on, pick a pass. Fabinho. Fabinho still on the ball. Good stuff. Firmino to Salah. Salah, Fabinho. We're going to lose the ball here, aren't we? Balotelli just over the bar. That's so gutting. I thought Balotelli might have been the player to influence this, but not quite just yet. Right. We're going to have to be very, very extreme in our passing. Tell the players to... In fact, no, we can't be that extreme in our passing. That's just daft. But it's a Man City goal kick. We're nearly at half-time. We're 2-0 down. This could be massive for our prospects in the Premier League. We've just got to hope the other teams muck up a little bit and that we win the other games. Could be a real shot. I think that we ought to win the league this year, personally. But it is these sort of games that you could argue that we should be winning. And we've had more possession, but we haven't been very good at the end of the day. That's the cruel facts of it. We're going to have to go very direct. And focus play down the wings, I reckon, and try and be a bit more expressive. Just see how the players can get on with that. We're going to have to be very direct, try and do something with the ball, but if nothing happens at the end of the day, we haven't lost anything from what we had at the start of this second half. You know, we're 2-0 down, and if we don't get a point out of this game, then you know we've come out with what we started the half with, which is nothing in terms of points. It'd be nice to get a point though, at least here. Just to keep our unbeaten record going, really. Joe Hart puts the ball out. Will we actually get this ball, or will it be a disastrous City counter-attack? But it probably will be, because Robertson's passed it straight to Asensio. Well done, Robertson. Brilliant. Asensio to Sterling. 3-0 City. It does frustrate me sometimes, FM. Really does. I don't know what more we can do. We've just been trounced by City today, and that could well be the end of our title hopes again. It's so annoying, because we are always, particularly this year, so close, and we've bottled it a little bit, really, after Christmas, it seems. We usually have that period just before Christmas, but we seem to have bottled it a little bit after Christmas. We lost both to Tottenham, and it seems we're going to lose today here against Man City. And, yeah, if we look back at the end of the season, it'll be those two games, ultimately those 6 points, that might cost us, and just look at this. What's happened? We're 4-0 down, we can't pick a pass, and to be quite honest, it's embarrassing to watch. All that good work we've done, and it's just fizzled out. It's just always a real shame to watch a team like this crumble. It's not nice to watch at all. Going to bring Aguero on for Firmino as a deep line forward, and we're also going to bring Gnabry on for Trincao. There's not really a hell of a lot more we can do now. I think the result's pretty much conclusive that City have won this, and it's a pain. We're just going to have to try and attack. There's nothing really more we can do because, as I said before, if we don't get anything out of it, we've won exactly the same amount that we did at the start of the half, which is absolutely nothing. That's the way we've got to look at it, and unfortunately, that's exactly what's happened, so there's no good getting out of it now. We've got half an hour left, and you could say it's just a case of damage limitation now. But we're going to tell the players to show some passion. Hopefully losing here will fire the players up a little bit, possibly. I hope it does. Van Dijk just not getting the look there. I think that's just going to sum up our day. We're not going to get the look. Van Dijk's shot just over the bar. And Balotelli's shot he had earlier on was also just over the bar. It's just not our day today. But if City get any more, it really means that we could get an absolute thrashing. It's going to be an embarrassment there. And it's similar to what we did against United earlier on in the season. I mean, we beat them 6-0. And if United go and win the league, it's just crazy that, you know, we've gone and beat that side 6-0 and they've won the league. It'd be bonkers. But let's not look ahead too much just yet. Good ball from Balotelli to Aguero, but Gnabry picks it up. Gnabry with the one touch, and it's 1 goal for Serge Gnabry. We're going to tell the players to demand a bit more. If we can get it back to 2 or 3, 4-3, it doesn't look like a bad result at the end of the day. And we may as well fight, see what we can get. But I think this might well be a City goal they're going to get right now. But good stuff from Fabinho to get that challenge in there. Great stuff. Good ball from Fabinho up to Salah. This could be on if we score here, you know. Salah into the box for Aguero. Aguero to Balotelli. And that's 1 back for Balotelli. The Balotelli and Aguero gang up on their form and 2. Make it 4-2. And we could well have something here, you know. We get another goal in the next 10 minutes. Not fancy us to get a point here. But that's wishful thinking. You know, we're not that good. We're clearly not that good. We conceded 4 in the space of 50 minutes. That's really not going to happen. But if this is our 3rd goal, that looks pretty tasty. But I'm feeling it might well be a City goal to make it 5-2. They're going to make sure they're going to win this. And they're definitely going to make sure of that. So I think this could be a City goal. Karsdorp on the right to Gabriel Jesus. Jesus. Back out to Karsdorp. Can't we nick the ball? No, we can't. Jesus just running rings about us at the moment. But a good stop from Joe Hart. And it's put out by Jorge Mia. And yeah, we're not bothered. That didn't go over the line. And, you know, tomato, all that sort of stuff. Can I get one more back? That'd be nice. 5 minutes to go here at Anfield. And I think we've lost for the first time in a very long while at Anfield. Which is gutting, really. I don't think we've lost at Anfield. I'm trying to think about the last time we lost at Anfield. I can't remember. It's been that long. Dybala just runs through the defence there, makes complete mockery of our defensive efforts. But I think it's going to end 4-2, which on the face of it actually isn't all that bad of a result, considering where we've come from. We got 2 goals back. It's not that bad of a result, but it's a killer because it means we lose 3 points. And we've lost a hell of a lot of points in the last few games. We lost 2 points in the last game, 3 points in, you know, the game today. And we've only got 1 point in the last 2, but our focus will now shift from the Premier League to the Europa League, and hopefully we can go and give Saint Etienne a smashing, so that we don't have to worry coming up to that 2nd leg in the Europa League. Hopefully, we don't have as much trouble winning this one as against Man City, but a number of the players that played in that game sit out today's game. Naby Keita, Gnabry, Origi, Aguero, Gomez. I think that's it that are in the team. In place of Trincao, Balotelli, Firmino, Grucic, as well as Jorge Mir drop out of the team. And Joe Hart's still in the team because Alban Lafont wasn't, well, he was transferred in time, I do lie, to join for the Europa League. But it actually happened that we couldn't fit him into the squad. There was 24 players in the Europa League squad. There's some stupid rules about there's got to be so many players from England, so many players from the club, blah, 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 blah. And Alban Lafont and Mario Götze were the players that had to come out. And I still don't know why we signed Götze. I'm really confused why. We signed him for a very big amount of money, sort of about 30-35 million. And it passes me why on earth we signed him, because he's centre attacking midfielder. He doesn't like playing in the centre of midfield. And when he does play there, he doesn't play well. He's played 7 games for us each season. He's been a bit pants and a bit of a rubbish signing from me. But I think the other signings we've made have been pretty good. The likes of Trincao. Balotelli's obviously been very good. Joe Hart's been a good signing, I'd say. And hopefully Alban Lafont's a good signing. We won't see much of him if we leave the club at the end of the season. I'm fairly confident we are going to leave Liverpool at the end of the season, because I want to determine myself and motivate myself to go and win the league. There's only so much I can do. But hopefully if we win the league this year, we can move on to another club in Europe. I'm looking at Italy as the next destination. Napoli have just sacked the manager, and I put a job offer in, application in there, but Liverpool wouldn't let me go. What I was planning to do is go there at the end of the season, but obviously Napoli couldn't afford the compensation. The only way that I could get out of that is if I left Liverpool now, which would just seem so stupid, because what would be the point of going to Napoli now, which wouldn't make any sense, especially because we've only won 1 Carabao Cup whilst being Liverpool. I mean, we've got to get to the Carabao Cup final before we go anywhere, of course. You know, the Carabao Cup being the very important competition that's been the staple of our save so far. But it's been a very much direct game of football, I've noticed so far. The team's been pinging up either end, and hopefully there'll be a goal come out of it soon. And Fabinho very nearly makes it 1-0. I was trying to time that one very well for Fabinho to actually score at that point. But it is very much Route 1 football. I'm not particularly sure why. And a good tackle from Joe Gomez there to put it out. Now, this is a two-legged game, of course. I'm fairly confident we should win this one, but you seriously never know. But as long as we win this away game, I'm fairly confident we can get through the home game at Anfield. If we win this one by 1 or 2 goals, we should be fairly safe at Anfield. But we have just lost for the first time. I did check, actually. It's the first time, because we went through all of 2020 by not losing at Anfield, which is a pretty good stat. I think the last time we lost at Anfield was against Manchester United in 2019. So, not the worst unbeaten run at Anfield, but unfortunately that come to an end against City there, and hopefully we can get back onto winning terms. But I'll tell you something, we've had that many shots, we've had 8 shots, 2 of them on target. It's been quite a poor conversion rate if you look at it from that angle, but it's been quite a poor start from us. I think what the issue is at the moment, we can't really score goals. We have to tell the players to get creative, because they're not doing a whole lot of moments of creative football. We've had the most possession, we've had a hell of a lot of shots, but to be quite honest, we've not done a hell of a lot with those shots. So what's the point of that? We've had 14 shots, and none of them have been particularly threatening. And we're getting up to half-time, and it's going to be 0-0. Quite the contrast to the game that we played against City. I mean, I suppose the only similarity is the fact that we haven't scored. But we look the most likely to make something happen. But hopefully, if we give the players a bit of a smack at half-time, a bit of a shout, a bit of a scream, whatever you want to call it, a bit of a rousing down, hopefully we will not get into their heads. We don't want to do any of that. But hopefully we will motivate the players, let's say, to be a little bit better and just get on with it, perhaps. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? I was just sorting out a few instructions. We've got 40 minutes left here in France. Nothing's happened, though, really, yet in this game. It's been a very boring game so far, but if it does end 0-0, we will show this game on the next episode as well as the League Cup final. But if we do score once or twice, there's not really much point showing it. But I think, to be honest, for us to get anything out of this game, we're going to make a few subs. We're going to bring Balotelli on for Aguero, who hasn't scored in a long time now. We're going to bring Grujic on as well for Fabinho. It's interesting that Solomon Rondon's come on for Saint Etienne, obviously joined from Newcastle. That's an interesting one. Wabi Kazri as well is at that club. So there's a few familiar names there. But my God, it's a boring game, is this. Salah potentially making the first goal of the game. Thank God for that. Balotelli's put it in the back of the net. Good substitution that was there. Balotelli gets his 22nd goal in all comps. But we're still going to tell the players we demand a little bit more from them. And it's the first goal of the game. Thank goodness for that. We've broken the deadlock after our 20th shot. Balotelli makes a nice header in a crowded box of players. But it beats Ruffier in the Saint Etienne goal. And hopefully we can get a second one, just to make sure we secure our league going back to Anfield. But it might only be 1-0, which is, in fact, the first time we haven't completely battered a team in the Europa League this year, because every game we've played, we've scored 5 or more goals, I think. And that's not really going to happen today, I doubt. But we could score 2. As long as we win this match, I'm not particularly bothered. I'm a little bit greedy, I must admit. This could end 1-1, but a good clearance from Gomez. But it's still back in, but good stuff from Kate to get it out. Now it's Balotelli on the ball. Can he turn assist maker? He did score earlier. Can he turn assist maker? Good ball to Origi, and it's 2-0 to the Reds. Origi scores his 10th goal of the season. He's done quite well this season, actually, Origi. Fair play to him. And he hasn't had as many games as Balotelli. But Balotelli, coming off the bench, and within 20 minutes, an assist and a goal. A very good season it has been from Balotelli, no doubt. And could it be the fact that Saint Etienne's hearts are going to be broken here? It might well be 3-0 before the end of the game. Let's have a quick look what happens here. Wissa back to Ruffier in the Saint Etienne goal. Keita doesn't win that aerial battle, but Gomez backs it back to Keita in the end. A poor first touch, but luckily it's made up by some good athleticism to get there. Lovely ball from Grujic to Salah. A 45-yard pass down on the right. Good ball into Origi, and Origi very nearly makes it 3-0, only denied by the post there. Another highlight strike afterward. Really hit our stride now, but it's a little bit like the City game. It's too late. I know we've won today, but we were 4-0 down against City, and it's a little bit too late to hit our stride. But I'm not going to complain. Etienne haven't really offered too much today, but against teams that will offer a little bit more, we have got to consider how we're going to play against them. But if we're only here for the next 15 or 20 games in terms of all comps, we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Grujic loses the ball there to Wissa. Could Saint Etienne get a goal back? Potentially. Again, I'm going to use this catchphrase. It's 2-0, and whoever gets the next goal will be very important. And Rondon's just got the next goal for Saint Etienne. Some quite poor goalkeeping there, and some quite poor defending from Gomez and Hart, respectively. We're going to have to put Lafont in the goal for the next game. I think Joe Hart will definitely want it to way out. I'll tell you what, it'd be quite the standoff finish. Saint Etienne got a goal back. Let's have a look what we can do there here. Salah on the ball, into the box, shoots, and Ruffier denies him. Good save from Ruffier there. Last kicks of the game, really, here. Salah's going to take his time, but really, we could do it getting in the box. I'd quite like a 2-goal cushion going to Anfield. Salah to Van Dijk. Ruffier gets it, but in fact, it's Only punched out. Hidara on the ball. A former Newcastle player, I seem to remember. It's not you, Rosler, but hello. Oh, dear, that was very close. Joe Hart could have well conceded that one, but 29 shots, 2 goals. And in effect, we have a 2-goal advantage going back to Anfield because Etienne have to beat us by 2, even if we score any away goals. Well, actually, if they score 2 away goals, that kind of comes out. But we should be alright against them at Anfield, to be quite honest. I don't really think we need to show that game against them at Anfield. So next episode, I'll be in my suits again for our 3rd League Cup final in successive years. And hopefully we can win that one this year. We lost it last year. We've got Manchester United this year, which being a very interesting prospect. But if you've enjoyed that one, folks, make sure to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well if you enjoyed. And subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager 2019 content. But until now, God, I can't speak. Until the next time, folks, which will be, well, it'll be a Friday episode. Very exciting. Until the next time, it'll be a League Cup final tomorrow. So make sure to check out the channel. It gives more reason to subscribe down below for daily notifications tomorrow. But if it is Friday already, just go to that side. Is it that side? Yeah, go to that side of the video. And you'll have it on your suggested videos, probably. See, I really can't speak today. I keep mucking up these intros, but I won't keep you any longer. Until the next time, folks, I've been CIJ, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.